Hello, hey, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to iamko.ketso. And for those of you that don't know me, I am a medical student at the University of Free State. And in a recent study that I read, it was found that over 70% of students tend to either fail their exams or not perform at their highest capacity when it comes to examinations. And this really hit home for me because just a few days ago I wrote a test, I thought I aced it, and then I went back home, and then only after a few days when I got my results I realized that actually you didn't do as well as you thought you did. And this is a very common feeling to most of us. If this is the same problem that you're facing or something you're struggling with, then I think that this video is for you. Now, as I've already said, I'm currently a medical student, and yes, I do make quite a lot of mistakes, and I mean a lot of mistakes. And in the eventual note, they end up costing me quite a lot in the end. But let's face it, exams can be quite devastating, they can be quite nerve-wracking, and they cause us to be anxious. And even the brightest of students can fall victim to small mistakes that cost them an awful lot in the eventual note. Or maybe you might be someone who is always rushing through questions, or perhaps you just don't read your instructions carefully. But whatever the case is, these common pitfalls can significantly impact your performance and leave you feeling disappointed and frustrated. So in today's video, we're going to look at the top 5 deadly mistakes that impact your performance and how to fix those mistakes. And for the purpose of this video, we're going to start from number 5. And at number 5, we have not managing your time wisely. And this is something that most of us fall prey to, and we can actually avoid it by simply having proper time management during exams. And what that is have a strategy in place where you allocate time wisely throughout your question paper, making sure that you answer all of the questions at your best of the ability, and limit the amount of times that you find yourself having to answer a question because of time pressure and not necessarily because this is the best response that you know that you can give at that time. And to be honest, the best way to improve your time management in an exam is by practicing it at home. When you do past papers, you time yourself. For argument's sake, if mathematics paper 1 and 2 are 3 hours each, when you do the past paper at home, don't write that paper in 3.5 hours, don't write it in 3 hours and 1 minute. Make sure that you either write it in 3 hours or less than 3 hours at all times. And if you want me to make a video specifically talking about how to manage your time in an exam and how to do this thing that I'm telling you, like to practice timing yourself in an exam setting to make sure that you finish your exam and you don't have to answer certain questions under time pressure, then let me know in the comment section down below and I'll read your comments and we'll get into it and see what's what. And number 4 is not understanding the question properly. And this might seem surprising, but you'd be shocked at how many times students, including yourself, I'm pretty sure, find themselves answering a question that was not asked. And the way to alleviate this mistake, rather, is to make sure that you read the question carefully, use your highlighters if you have to. Just make sure, Njoguti, what you read there is exactly what is there. Don't skim through a question, don't read it because of passing, like don't read it just to finish. Read the question to understand. If you didn't understand the sentence, read it again. And as I said in a previous video, what you want to do is to make sure that at all times in an exam, you are answering what is asked and not what you think is being asked. Now, before we get on to the next part of the video, I'd like us to give a very proud thanks to the sponsor of this part of the video, UPDF, which is an AI editing tool and management software which allows you to edit your PDFs, merge, annotate your PDFs. It has features like OCR recognition, but the one thing that stands out the most for me when it comes to using UPDF is the ability to take a long form PDF and convert it to a mind map. Yes, you can do that. You can just upload a book or perhaps your lecture slides. You know that in medicine, I have a lot of lecture slides, I have a lot of notes. Courses like MMOL, which is molecules of the body. I find a very long or detailed explanation of how the body, of how the molecules work. And I can take this document or essay word thing and upload it into UPDF. And what UPDF will do is it will create for me a mind map, because you know that I'm a very visual learner. I've said this multiple times on my channel. And in me doing this, then I'm able to take multiple words and just use this and create a mind map, create something visual for me to understand and something for me to comprehend. And for those of you that will need UPDF, perhaps to sign and fill documents, yes, you can do that with UPDF. Because there was a time last year where I was at Cape Town and there was a document that I had to send to my mother to sign. But unfortunately, because I did not have any software or technological gadget that I could use to sign the document, I had to send a form to her by email. It must arrive at her, and then she will load it and all of that, and she has to sign it physically and then print it back again and then send it to me, which took a long number of days. But with UPDF, I can simply go to the app, or I can simply go to their website, which is AIUPDF, or you can click on the link that is in the description box down below. With that, I can upload this paper of mine, sign on my side using the UPDF software, send it to my mother, who's going to use the software to also fill and sign, because this is one of the features that I can use UPDF for. Over and above that, another thing that I can do is basically organize my PDFs and organize my documents. That is, organize my lectures, by sessions, by modules, and.
It also has an AI translation capability that enables you to read PDFs in different languages effortlessly. And if you are one with some creativity, you can also add some stickers, stamps, and signatures to make your notes pretty. But now the best part about UPDF is that one payment covers 4 devices on all platforms. And it supports Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android.
And if this sounds good to you, check out UPDF by clicking on the link in the description box down below. And yeah, let's get back into the video. Coming in at number 3, we have not using the method of elimination properly. This is a simple yet effective technique that can allow you to eliminate incorrect questions in a test or exam paper. So I'll use as an example something that I spoke about in the previous video. I said in one of my videos that the elbow is a uniaxial hinge joint. So the moment I look at my multiple choice and I see perhaps option A, B, C, and D, and option B maybe says the elbow is a biaxial joint, but I know that it is a uniaxial joint. So the moment they say which of the following are correct about the elbow joint, and I look down there and I see the incorrect question, I scratch it out. So that's what the method of elimination is. You firstly look for the answers that are wrong, and then you will have the 2 that look correct, and then you choose the most correct. So what you want to do now using the method of elimination is exactly that. You look at your questions, you find those that are correct, find those that are incorrect, eliminate. The ability to use this elimination method properly will then allow you to narrow down your options or your questions and make a very educated guess when it comes to choosing the correct answer. At number 2, we have not reading your work carefully before submitting your script. And this is a crucial step because it allows you to eliminate the careless mistakes, allows you to identify where you might have went wrong, be skeptical of certain answers, fix, make sure that what you've written there is really a true reflection of what you know, to make sure that you answered nothing under time pressure, you answered nothing in incorrect ways, and you made no mistakes, or at least let's say little to no mistakes, because that's what we're looking to do in this video. We're looking to minimize and avoid careless mistakes that we make in exams. And finally, the number 1 deadly mistake when it comes to making silly mistakes in exams is the inability to stay calm and focused and composed under pressure. And this is very important because yes, exams do come with a lot of pressure and exams are quite stressful and they are daunting, but you want to make sure that you're as relaxed as possible. Make sure that you're in the mental state to write the exam. Make sure you're in the room, you're focused, and as you write, you're focused on your paper. You're not in your surroundings. If someone was to pass here, you will not even notice that they've passed. Because by staying calm, you give yourself the ability to think more clearly, make rational decisions, make calculated guesses when it comes to choosing your questions. And it just ultimately leads to you getting better and better results, which is actually what we're trying to do here. And one of the ways that I do it, and the way that I actually used to do it even when I was in matric, is before I write an exam, the moment they say, you may start writing, everyone is going down to their paper, right? So for the first 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes is a lot, it's a stretch. Maybe for the first 30 seconds, I'll just pray, close my eyes, not touch the paper yet. And then when I'm done doing that, I'll just take a little, and only then do I start writing. So I made it a routine. I made it something that I do in every single exam. Take a deep breath in, release it. And as I release, in my head, I tell myself I've released all stresses, every piece of anxiety, every single negative thought, effect, or emotion that might come and influence me as I write my exam. And I'm left with everything that is positive, and I get into the exam. And I just do my thing, I suppose. But there's one more mistake that can often be overlooked, yet it has a significant impact on your exam performance. And that is not having a pre-exam strategy. Having a solid plan can help you stay focused, manage your time, make sure that when you go into your exam, you're composed, you are calm, you do everything right, you're well prepared. This obviously will then effectively allow you to score better marks, reduce your stress levels in the exam, and just do better in general. And by avoiding these 5 common mistakes that you just spoke about, you can then be able to think clearly in an exam, minimize the mistakes that you made, and basically get better marks, because that's what we are looking for here. If you have any further tips or strategies for minimizing mistakes in exams, share them in the comment section down below. I'll be looking to read them, and I do read every comment. I do not necessarily respond to every, but I do read every single comment, so I'll be there to read them. And yeah, otherwise check out more videos about study tips. You can see the videos on either my left or right about vlogs, as I'm a medical student and I often do a day in my life as a medical student. You can see those as well. But yeah, otherwise don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and thank you to UPDF for sponsoring this video. And as always, stay happy and healthy. Peace.